So let's see if this indeed come true this evening. Sorry, I was muted just now. I don't know why it is muted. Okay, but in this I think all the video just now I was muted. Okay, sorry. I was I was not very particular or not very usual in StreamYard lately, but now I'm more in StreamYard. So after this, we will get used to this StreamYard and we make better presentation next time. So the Pakatan Harapan has already give maybe a manifesto about that there will be a deputy prime minister from Sabah and Sarawak. You see this another news from Sinar Harian. Pakatan Harapan, it said stick with the suggestion that there will be three deputy prime minister. So there will be three deputy prime minister. So one from Peninsula, Sabah, and Sarawak. So are they going to stick with this one? That there will be a prime minister from Federation from Peninsula, Sabah, and Sarawak? You see, it is said by Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim himself on 23rd October that there will be Deputy Prime Minister from Sabah, Sarawak, and the Peninsula. But if there is any chance, then we can discuss. Okay, so this is one of the suggestion or manifesto lah, I think, from Pakatan Harapan that they will appoint Deputy Prime Minister from Sabah, Sarawak, and Peninsula. Now, this is UN Resolution 1541. You can see from here, it's talking about principles which should guide members in determining whether or not an obligation exists to transmit the information called for under Article 73E of the Charter. So this is UN Resolution 1541 that we have looked at Principle 8 just now. It said here that the integration with an independent state should be on the basis of complete equality between the peoples of the elsewhere non-self-governing territory and those of the independent country with which it is integrated. So under Principle 8, it is said that the formation of Malaysia is based on integration between Federation of Malaya, which is the independent state, with at that time non-self-governing territories of Sabah and Sarawak. So when we are integrated, we achieve complete equality between Sabah, Sarawak, and Peninsula Malaysia. So this kind of thing, you don't need to put it into the federal constitution. You don't need to mention anywhere in the federal constitution that said, oh, Sabah and Sarawak, Article 53, Sabah, Sarawak, and Peninsula is equal status. You don't need to put it there. Why? It is already in it is already in the United Nations resolution, which means that is something that is so basic, so fundamental. We call it very fundamental liberties of a state. This is very fundamental existence. Like you have the right to live, you have the right to work, you have the rights to move, you have freedom of expression. That is very fundamental stuff. And this is also complete equality between the Federation of Malaya, Sabah, and Sarawak is very fundamental. You don't need to mention it. Like me, I'm a male. I don't need to tell people that I'm a male or I'm a human. No need, because I'm a human. There is something that is fundamental. Something that is fundamental. You don't need to put it in the federal constitution. This is some basic on how we write the federal constitution. If you put everything about fundamental rights in the federal constitution, it will be relentless. It will be a 1,000 pages of document. So it beat the purpose of federal constitution, which is something that can be read, can be understood by all level of people. So federal constitution was written as concise as possible, as simple as possible, but at the same time, it must be clear also on the power and the limitation of power given to the all organs of government and how we can use it as a supreme law of the country. And then it said here the peoples of both territories should have equal status and rights. Yeah, we already complete equality. Once we are integrated between Sabah, Sarawak, and Federation of Malaya, we have equal status and equal rights of citizenship and guarantee of fundamental rights and freedom without any distinction or discrimination. Both should have equal rights and opportunities for representation and effective participation at all levels in the executive, legislative, and judicial organ of government. That means the people of Sabah and Sarawak should have the opportunities and equal rights to be represented and to participate in the executive organ of the government. That means the MP that is elected from Sabah and Sarawak should have the opportunity to become minister in the federal cabinet, should have participate in the executive organs of the federal cabinet. That they must be there, and they should have equal rights with the Federation of Malaya to participate and to have representation from Sabah and Sarawak as a minister or deputy minister or whatever in the federal cabinet. If it is not there, then the purpose of Malaysia is you beat the purpose of Malaysia if there is no representation from Sabah and Sarawak as a federal minister. So that is why we give a suggestion just now. Let's look again in my presentation. Oh, my presentation slide. Oh, I have deleted, but I can open it again. Let's see. It's in the last pages. Only one pages to rule them all. Okay, let's see. Share screen. Window, PowerPoint. Okay, it's there. So this is the question that we want an answer today. If there will be a deputy prime minister from Borneo State. So if there is going to be a deputy prime minister from Borneo State, we want this deputy prime minister from this title, this appointment of deputy prime minister to be inserted in the federal constitution. So it is not just appointment based on the practice or convention, but someone that has been appointed with a clear role and a constitutional power behind his appointment or her appointment. And it must be clear. We all know, all constitutionalists and all political people should know that in the federal constitution, there is no such thing as a deputy prime minister. So actually, if there is a deputy prime minister in Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, he is appoint someone that is powerless under the constitution. So that's why we suggest that there should be a provision inserted amendment on the federal constitution which require two-third majority, which is the current government have two-third majority to insert deputy prime minister in the federal constitution. And then, and in that provision, it must be confirmed that there will be one allocation for deputy prime minister from Borneo State. So that we can, so everybody will abide by the conclusion by the United Nations in 1963 that representation, there will be equal rights and opportunities for representation from the Borneo State in the executive organs of governments in the federal cabinet. Okay, now we are still waiting. It's already 5:12 in the evening. Now, but just now we see the newspaper. It said there will be three deputy prime minister, I don't know who will be appointed based on the manifesto just now, but still Anwar said it is up for discussion. But still, the idea from the Pakatan Harapan manifesto is they want to appoint 3 deputy prime minister, one from Peninsula, one from Sabah, and one from Sarawak. So, and it must be clear, my suggestion here is to appoint deputy prime minister for Sabah and Sarawak is that not to limit the opportunity for Sabah and Sarawak to have in the future maybe prime minister appointed from Sabah and Sarawak, maybe. But this is only for the appointment of deputy prime minister. But appointment of prime minister is still open business for everybody who are elected in the Dewan Rakyat. So this is how we want to discuss about politics. We want to discuss about the constitution because the constitution is very important. If you know the constitution, you know the limit of power of your elected member of parliament. You know the limit of power of prime minister based on the constitution. Everybody have limit of power according to the federal constitution. That's why the people must know the constitution so that the people can use this federal constitution to control your MP so that they don't think that they are so much powerful. No, in the federal constitution, it gives limits to power to everybody. Even to Yang di-Pertuan Agong, Conference of Rulers, the rulers, TYT, Prime Minister, Minister, everybody have limit of power. Federal government have limit of power. State government also have limit of power. Everybody have limit of power given in the federal constitution. So we all must understand this so that everybody know that there is a rule of law must be followed so that all organs of government can function very well and complement with each other. So I'm watching actually right now live from Kini TV from my handset here. Perdana Menteri Anwar Ibrahim umum senarai kabinet live. But when is it live? I don't know. It said maybe Jumat 2nd December, but the time is not there. Let me check what is the time of this announcement actually. Okay, let us read together this news from Malay Mail. So, where is this StreamYard? So, let us read this news from Malay Mail. Stop sharing, share screen. Okay, let's see. Here. It said here from Malay Mail, PM Anwar to announce cabinet today, special meeting on new rule on Monday. Monday is still 2 days later, but what we want to watch today is the announcement of new cabinet. So, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim is set to announce the cabinet line-up this evening and will hold a special meeting on Monday to set a few conditions with new members. Oh, Anwar will give a condition for all the member of the minister on Monday. This is interesting. This has never been done before. So this can be some kind of new precedent on the appointment of the new minister. The meeting will talk about the way the cabinet members should manage their respective ministry, on how to work together with civil servants, how to make media announcement, and how not waste government fund. So it's more on the issue of governance based on the executive branch of the government. The Tambun MP, which is Anwar Ibrahim, will announce the cabinet line-up in Putrajaya later today. Anwar added that the focus of the government right now is to strengthen and develop the economy. We need to strengthen the ringgit. When the ringgit is strengthened, the import costs will be less, and when it happens, the cost of goods and food will also be less. Secondly, we need to identify and make sure to implement the right policy to improve the economy. For this, the politician and civil servants have to work together. We have to avoid all misunderstanding and different views to materialize this matter. Anwar was on his first official visit to Tambun constituency after he was appointed as the County 10 Prime Minister 9 days ago. So this evening, there will be announcement of the minister, new cabinet minister under Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, and Anwar Ibrahim will set a condition for this minister on how they will function under his under his leadership. But then again, let us look at the federal constitution. We look at the federal constitution to understand how this minister is appointed. Where is my federal constitution? Oh, Malaysia M. Let's see, Malaysia Federal Constitution. Okay, let's share this one. Stop sharing. Present, share screen. Okay. This is what we want to look at. Federal Constitution. This is the power of the people. The power of the people is in the Federal Constitution. So in the Federal Constitution, let us look at minister. How they are deputy minister. Who the minister is actually the people that is works on the executive authority of federation. So in the any government in the world, mostly they have the executive, judicial, and the parliament. So it's balance each other. So nobody will be corrupted. But in Malaysia, we have this basic structure that is more. There is more balance of power actually. There is a balance of power between federal and state government. There is a balance of power by the conference of rulers also. There is Yang di-Pertuan Agong also have balance of power. We have the rulers, and then we have the governors and TYT who balance the power of the state government. And then we also have the balance of power between the Federation of Malaya and the Borneo states. So a balance of power is more diverse actually in the formation of Malaysia. It is not just executive, judicial, and parliament. So this is something that is you need to look into detail because the distinct difference between this governance in Malaysia with other government. Okay, announcement is coming soon from Kini TV, but still there is let's see, RTM, berita RTM, live. Where is this cabinet? RTM cabinet Anwar. Pengumuman senarai anggota kabinet. This is Bulletin TV3. Boss, it's still not happening. Still waiting. Everybody is still waiting. I think it will be held at 5:30. It's quite late actually. It should be 5 p.m. So let's see. The executive authority of the federation shall be vested in the Yang di-Pertuan Agong and exercisable subject to the provision of any federal law and of the second schedule by him or by the cabinet or any minister authorized by the cabinet, but parliament may by law confer executive function on other person. So executive authority of the federation is actually on the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. But this authority, how to exercise the executive function by the Yang Pertuan Agong is delegated or conferred to other person, which is by the people appointed from Prime Minister. Prime Minister will appoint the minister, something like that. So actually, the executive authority is vested in the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. Yang di-Pertuan Agong vested that power to other people. So that is must be understood. That's why Yang di-Pertuan Agong is also part of Parliament. We have Dewan Rakyat, Dewan Negara, and Yang di-Pertuan Agong. It's Parliament. Parliament have 3 level. They're not up and down, but there are three branches of Parliament, which is Dewan Rakyat, Dewan Negara, and Yang di-Pertuan Agong. Each balance each other. So we have another balance of power there. So the executive authority is actually on the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, but Yang di-Pertuan Agong will not move around and do this function because we are not autocratic government. So this power is conferred to other person, which is to Prime Minister, and Prime Minister will appoint the cabinet to help him to govern the country. So here, as we can see, Yang di-Pertuan Agong, after he confer the power of the executive to other people, that power is given to the Prime Minister and his minister, and this minister appointed by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong will advise Yang di-Pertuan Agong on what to do with the governance of the day. So in the exercise, we look at Article 41. It is said here, in the exercise of his function. So in the exercise of his function under this constitution of federal law, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong shall act in accordance with the advice of the cabinet or of a minister acting under the general authority of the cabinet, except as otherwise provided by this constitution, but shall be entitled at his request to any information concerning the government of the federation which is available to the cabinet. So in the exercise of his function of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, but as executive authority of the federation, so Yang di-Pertuan Agong will act based on the advice of the cabinet or minister, which is the one that is being conferred the power by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong just now. And then the cabinet, at his request, must give information to the Yang di-Pertuan Agong concerning the government of the federation which is available to the cabinet. That is why before any federal cabinet meeting, we see that the prime minister have the audience with the Yang di-Pertuan Agong. Every time before there is a cabinet meeting, federal cabinet meeting, prime minister will have audience with the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, because Yang di-Pertuan Agong exercise his power under Article 41, which is at his request, Yang di-Pertuan Agong can have the information concerning the government of the day and of the federation which is available to the cabinet. During that meeting with the prime minister or minister that is have the audience with the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, and di-Pertuan Agong will discuss it with the prime minister, mostly with the prime minister, and then after that discussion, there will be a cabinet meeting. So that's why when you look at the Istana Negara Instagram, Istana Negara Facebook, you will see that there is Yang di-Pertuan Agong always met with the prime minister before federal cabinet meeting. We are still waiting for the announcement, maybe 4 more minutes, 5:30 maybe, from Anwar Ibrahim. But if it's, I thought it was at 5 p.m. But it's going on now. If it's later than 5:30, I don't know. Maybe we will cut short because I have life. Everybody have life. You need to go out and play. And the weather today is very good. In Article 40 of Federal Constitution, we look at Clause 2. In the clause 2, it said that the Yang di-Pertuan Agong may act in his discretion in the performance of the following function, that is the appointment of the Prime Minister. And then this has been done, which is the Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has been appointed, not elected as Prime Minister, appointed by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong as Prime Minister. And then we have, let's see, the cabinet. The cabinet is in Article 43 of the Federal Constitution. In this cabinet, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong shall appoint a Jemaah Menteri or Cabinet of Minister. So, yeah, Jemaah Menteri is also a words there. It's kata nama. Kata nama means that is a words. Jemaah Menteri who will be advise Yang di-Pertuan Agong in the exercise of his function. So, Anwar Ibrahim will select who will become the cabinet. This is how Article 43, Clause 2 explain to us how the cabinet shall be appointed. First, Yang di-Pertuan Agong appoint Perdana Menteri, which is Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, to preside over the cabinet, a member of the House of Representatives who in his judgment is likely to command the confidence of the majority of the member of that house. This is already decided on 24th November last time. And then the Prime Minister shall on the and then Yang di-Pertuan Agong will get the advice from the Prime Minister, who will appoint other minister or menteri from among the members of either House of Parliament. So Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim can appoint the minister that come from the Dewan Rakyat and come from Dewan Negara. So that's menteri or the minister, federal minister doesn't necessarily come from the Dewan Rakyat. They also can come from the Dewan Negara. So whoever want to become menteri, whoever want to become minister in Malaysia, become federal minister, you can either sit on the Dewan Rakyat or Dewan Negara. So even if you don't win any election, there is the opportunity for you to become a minister if you are appointed into the Dewan Negara or elected into the Dewan Negara. Because in Dewan Negara, you are either elected or appointed. You can be appointed. You are appointed by the State Assembly or you are appointed by Yang di-Pertuan Agong based on the advice of the Prime Minister. Okay. Article 43, Clause 3, this is very important information on the function of the Cabinet. The Cabinet shall be collectively responsible to Parliament. So any decision by the Cabinet, they are responsible in Parliament. They must answer it in Parliament. Or any minister, any menteri make any statement, if they are lying or they're telling the truth, they all are responsible to Parliament. So in the Parliament, you are being not judged, you are being watched by everybody. 222 elected representatives in Parliament will watch you. Not just from Dewan Rakyat, but also Dewan Negara. They will watch you, the minister. And Parliament itself is responsible to Parliament, that including Yang di-Pertuan Agong, they are all the cabinet minister will be responsible to Dewan Rakyat, Dewan Negara, and the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, which is that is Parliament. So it's still not happening right now. We are still waiting pengumuman senarai kabinet oleh Perdana Menteri. So I don't know what time is it going to start. It's not starting. I thought it's 5 p.m. So maybe I want to play my bicycle actually, cycling. I want, but yeah, we will continue discuss about this one. Who will become deputy prime minister or prime minister or minister or something like that later on. So maybe I will stop this live stream, and we can discuss next time. Okay, thank you for watching, and we will discuss again later on if we have time on the appointment of who will become minister of Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. Thank you for watching, and yeah, in the beginning there is no sound because yeah, I'm not quite familiar with StreamYard, and I hope we will together more familiar with StreamYard after this. Thank you for watching. See you again.